Hi everyone, it's Shannon from StampendouslyShannon. I just wanted to come on today and do a planner setup. So this is the planner that comes as part of the Celebration Join promotion. So I can now show this to you. I think in my last video I wasn't able to show this just yet, but if you flip to the very last page, page 18 and 19 of your Celebration brochure, there is a description of everything that comes in the planner, and I also have a video about that as well. But in this kit, you will receive stickers and planner pages, the leather bound, or I guess probably pleather, but the leather bound for our intents and purposes, book that has a magnetic closure, and this super cool stamp set. So today, what I wanted to do was kind of set up the planner. So the planner actually started on July 1st, which conveniently is also the day that the Celebration brochure started. And really, my thoughts were that I kind of take you through my design process of how I do my weekly designs. Now, I do planning, decorative and creative planning, every single week of the year pretty much, unless something is particularly crazy and I don't get to it that week, but I use my planners every single week, every single day, actively, and sometimes I stamp and sometimes I don't have as much time, so I'm not able to do that as my creative process, but I really wanted to walk through what planning a page with me would look like. So you can actually get this kit for free, and the way that you do that is you would just join the Stampin' Up demonstrator pool. It's $99, so you would get $125 worth of product for $99, and then in addition to that $125 product, you're also going to get free shipping, and you will also get this whole kit here as well. And then in addition to that, you also, on future orders, you would get 20% off. So you'd get to put your own orders in, and then you would get 20% off, up to 25% off of all your future orders, as long as you're a demonstrator. And real quick, just to clear the air on that, you don't necessarily have to make videos, you don't have to host parties or do tutorials or any of that. There are two types of demonstrators with Stampin' Up. There's a hobby demonstrator, and then there's a demonstrator who actually sells and creates a business out of this. So hobby demonstrators are just people who really love stamping and like to have a little bit of a discount when they shop with Stampin' Up. And that is absolutely okay to do. So if you're interested in this, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to have a talk and a conversation with you about this. But also, one of the best things is you get this cool Making Plans collection. So again, you would get to be a demonstrator for basically 3 months, and in that 3 months, you could have all of the access to all of these wonderful things, including this promotion. So let's go ahead and get started. So the only thing that I've already done is I went ahead and put the bookmark in and the pages. Now, I think it's really a conclusion of everybody that this planner is not going to hold all 12 months at once. And I agree with that based on the size of the rings. I think the book itself could probably hold I think it's actually 18 months. So there's 6 months for the rest of this year, and then 12 months for next year. But I don't think the rings are going to allow it. So what I'm going to do is I am actually just simply going to put 6 months into the planner. And you can see that there's actually duplicates for, I think, actually the first, maybe there's, let's see. Yeah, so for the first 6 months, you get duplicates, and that is intended to kind of have two for, so I guess 1 through 6 for the first 6 months, and then 1 through 12 for the next 12 months. So we are going to go ahead and just take out, I didn't even realize that I did that. We're going to go ahead and take out 1, 2, actually this will be faster, 3, 4, but we're going to leave 1 for, go, and then 5 and 1, 6, and then I'll organize these again later, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove 7 through 12. And that's, again, I'm showing you kind of the customization process. This is something that you can kind of decide how you want to do it. You don't have to do it the same way as me. This is just meant to kind of jog your creativity and see what you can come up with. So I'm going to set these off to the side now that I've got them kind of organized. And then we're going to go through all the things that we're going to put in our planner. So I'm not going to use the stickers today. They do give you 2 of each of these packs of stickers, like I mentioned in the, you know, the walkthrough video, the unboxing video. But I've decided I'm going to hang on to some of these. So I don't have a ton of Stampin' Up! Stuff going on this week outside of just normal stuff. So I'm going to save especially these Stampin' Up! Stickers for a little bit later. So we'll set those off to the side. We are going to do some stamping today in our planner, and that is super exciting. So you can see here it is dated already, so which is nice. It comes with 1 through 31 for July of 2022. So let's get all of our months here. And then what we'll do, I'm going to set up July first, and then I will go back through and do the rest of these. So we don't need, these are all the monthly pages. So for right now, we're just going to do July, but these are the rest of the monthly pages that we're going to need here. I do want this, and I actually want this at the beginning of my planner. So we are going to open this up and put the calendar right at the beginning. And while we're here, let's go ahead and put, oh, you know what? Why don't we do, rather than 1 through 6, let's do 7 through 12. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Let's do that. Which is not a problem because they're already organized for us. So we are going to do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and did I not grab a 12? Oh no. Oh boy. Okay, pause it for a second. 12 was stuck to the back of 11. Okay, so there we are. So we have 6 through 12. And so we're going to go ahead and set these here. And so we have, and actually it's not even going to be 6, it's going to be 7. So we'll go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and leave the 6 though, so that way I have a nice like bookend for my months here. And then let's go ahead and put these pages. So the first page is going to be the monthly focus, which is going to be, you know, kind of like a, in other planner communities, they call it like a currently page. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. And then that will also have our monthly calendar on the back. And I'm hoping that the rings aren't too loud as we're opening and closing. Here we go. And then we have our next pages, which are the, let's see, yep. So we need some more weekly pages is what we need. So we have, this is, let's see, okay, so this is, maybe these just got moved. Yeah, okay. So we have Monday through Sunday. There we go. They must have just got misordered here, because I think these go at the end of your month. So this will be the last page that we put in as the creating purpose. So we'll put that one back here, and I'm not sure, let's see how many weeks are in July. So this is the first week here, and so I don't need to do that week because that week is pretty much already done. So we're actually planning for the 12th. So we have 3 weeks in July. So this will be 1, and then 2, and then 3. And you can definitely, if you want to, you know, plan for this week, or if your idea is to, you know, have a full set through that month, then you could definitely just add that back in. I am not going to do that because I'm going to save my paper for maybe a different week, or maybe I can make it go an extra month, or sorry, an extra week. Or if I need additional paper, this is already pre-cut and I can just kind of white out what I don't need or add some extra decoration to it. So that is our month. So we have our monthly page, our weekly pages, and then our creating purpose page. And let's see if they give us anything else that we need to add in here. So we have, these are all just weeklies, because remember they're going to give you 18 months of weeklies. So it's going to be for at least 4 weeks, you know, times 12 months, and then plus. Okay, so a quick little addition to our planner. So this is the planner page we just created. And when I was going back through and putting in all my months for the next 6 months, I realized that I had made a mistake. So these pages are fine to be in here. This is the next month's page, so like the creating purpose and values, but this page is incorrect. So the last day of your month should have this background. So it has a monthly review on it. So there are 2 separate types of pages. So we have this, on one side it's Friday through Sunday, and then on this side it's the monthly review. But then there are also days that are Friday through Sunday and Monday through Thursday. So on your very last week for that month, you just want to make sure that the one that you're putting on the back is one of these monthly reviews instead of this weekly priorities, because this is going to take up 4 days of your planner that you're going to either want or need at some point. So just make sure that that last page for that month is monthly review. So you can see here, monthly review. So it should start with monthly focus and end with monthly review. Just like that. And again, these are monthly pages. Setting those over here. And then what I'm kind of doing is I'm actually putting them in little stacks. So these are all the weekly pages, and then these are all the monthly pages. So when I come back to add them in, that'll be really fast. But it'll also keep them nice and organized. So when I do my planner for next year, 2023, I will be able to actually add all of these in pretty quick. And then someone had asked me what to do with your pages, like when you're finished with them, and I save all of mine. To me, it's kind of like a memory keeping thing, and I've heard some other planners kind of say that too. So I have planners that I have and just have, like, they're completely full, and I just save the actual contents of them. And sometimes I've replaced like sets of like, you know, planner pages and things with them. And this is a traditional A5, so I believe A5 pages will fit in here. So they do sell, you know, other people will sell inserts for A5 journals. So even once this is completely done, you could still reuse this adorable little planner book here, the leather book. So this, if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, this might be to like keep track of orders or even to keep track of tasks. So I'm gonna put one of those for the month of July, and I think I'm gonna use it for goals. And there is a goal stamp in our stamp set that comes with this kit. So goals. So that'd be a great page for goals. You could also do to do and goals, and that way you could use both columns and then add some more, you know, words up at the top there, so it's not quite such a big white space, which I think that they intentionally left that as a big white space so that you could do some decorative planning with it. And then for this one, I'm not sure if we'll use that one today, but you know, I'll just grab one just in case. There you go. All the pages are sticking together. So that is the month, and that is what you would do for every single month that you would want to have in your planner. So you would do that for, you would do that, in this case, we're doing it for July, which actually, I keep changing my mind, which again is okay, because you can kind of make it your own, but I actually want this to be, rather than being between 6 and 7, I want it to be between 7 and 8. All right. A lot of times the kits that you'll get to put in a planner, like the inserts, are pretty much already organized, and they don't have these cute little tabs. Like some of them, like they'll already be kind of folded into it, which is nice, but also I actually really like this because then you can kind of decide what pages without having to, you know, go through the whole process of taking out each one for each of the 12 months. This is very customizable, I think. So we have our weekly, and then we have our goals and to-do page, and that would be what your month would look like. And then in this particular case, if you're doing 7 through 12, you'd have 6 months of that. And you can see how quickly that's going to start to get thick. I personally it's really satisfying for me to see like a really thick planner. But I know that's not everybody's preference. I know some people like it to be thin and neat. And in that case, this is a great thing for you because you could even just do 1 month, or you could do 3 months, whatever you prefer. So let's go ahead and get started. So my plan is to, you can definitely decorate the monthly page, and I might do that at some point, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that today. I think my plan is I'm going to go ahead and do next week's planner page with you. So I usually take them out so that way I can make sure I have some clean edges to work with, and we'll set our planner off to the side. There we go. And I will tell you, I like to have my planner open. And just kind of like, I usually just sit it on my desk, and you will get creases along the binding probably with this. Of course, I haven't done it yet, so we'll see. But you may get creases along the binding. Again, that doesn't really bother me, but if it bothers you, just make sure not to, leave it flat for extended periods of time. And so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not really sure. I've never decorated a page that looks exactly like this. My pages don't usually have lines in them, like lines to write in. My pages are usually just big blocks of like nothingness, just a big white box, which to me is really simple. But so I'm excited for the challenge of having this to kind of design. So what I thought we would do is I thought we would use the Cup of Tea stamp set. And when I'm choosing stamp sets, I like to look at the sentiments, but also at the images. So to me, I'm feeling, even though it's only June, oh my gosh, it's July. Oh my gosh. Even though it's only July, I'm still feeling very fall. And I'm really excited for us to get a little bit back to that cold weather. It has been a heat wave where I am living. So we are very excited for it to get cool, which will be a few more months. So what I like to do though is I like to pick out a stamp set that I'm feeling. And this week it's going to be this Cup of Tea. And then I also like to look at the sentiments. So these are awesome sentiments, I think. I'd like to have things that are, a little uplifting, or that maybe are punny, maybe, so they make me smile as I look at them. So to me, take care of yourself is a good sentiment. It's time for tea. That's cute because it just matches what we're doing here. And then if you have like girls' dates or anything like that, you can do this let's get together soon or something in order to kind of spice it up. So what we're going to do is I've picked out a few colors, and these are actually the end colors here. And the reason I picked the end colors is because we are also going to be putting some paper on the planner. So let's actually start with the paper. I think that might be easiest. The other thing is I like that the days of the week are on there, so we're going to leave those. I'm not sure I'm feeling this weekly priority, so I think we're going to end up covering that up with paper. That may be our plan. And then for the week of, I think I'm going to cover that up too. So since we're covering it up with paper, I don't know if we need to, but I'm actually going to roll over here and grab my whiteout. Just because I really don't think, I'm not sure if I'm going to cover the entire strip. But it doesn't really matter if I do or I don't, because we'll still have it just whited out up at the top. That went off really messy. So, and I learned this from a different planner. She actually takes an eraser and just kind of rubs the whiteout, and it just makes it kind of blend into the page a little bit more. It also smooths out the whiteout, so if you're laying something on top of it or writing on top of it, it'll, there we go, make it just a little bit nicer to do that. So let's try to figure out what paper we want to put on there. So I love the teacups. Oh, and I also love the teapots. And I think that's where we're probably headed. Lemons. Oh, we might do the lemons actually. Okay, I love this stamp set and I love this paper. So let's see. I'm just gonna pull out one of each of the colors that I'm considering. And I didn't even look at the bags. These are prints, and those are nice, but they're not exactly what I'm going for. I think I want something a little more, a little spicier, I think. A little more, oh, the envelopes. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, pull that one out too. Okay, pull that one out. It's okay. We're going to make a decision eventually. I'm not sure when. Okay, and then these are all just solids, which, oh, actually, these might be the N Colors Designer Series paper, which is beautiful paper, but again, not what I'm doing today, that makes the decision a lot easier. Great. So we only have these many to choose from. So let's see. So I think since I'm using the N Colors, I think either the teapots, which will go cute because I'm only going to be stamping the teacups, so that'll kind of tie that in, or these teacups with all the flowers because I am going to use some of these flowers. So let's do one of those. So there we go. So that made it easy, but also can I just, like, snaps for this piece of paper? That's so cute. Okay. You know what, we're gonna do the teapots, I think. I like the idea of having teacups on the page and then the teapots, and maybe I'll think about, like, I don't know, maybe to me it'll be like the teacups are pouring in, or the teapots are pouring into the teacups. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna measure. This is like the world's flimsy. This is like a ruler from when I was a little girl. It's from like an American Girl doll thing. I have tons of other rulers. This just is always the one that I grab. I do not know why. It just sits on my desk, and that's what I end up doing with it. So it's like 1 1/4-ish. So I'm going to shorten it just a little bit. So we're going to do maybe like 1 1/4. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 1 1/8. Yeah, 1 1/8. Okay. So let's do this, and maybe we'll just do 1 1/2. I don't know. I think it's easier personally to measure that. One thing we want to be careful of is we want to be conscientious since we're using this paper. There is an orientation to the paper, right? So if we cut it this way, our teapots are going to be sideways, which might be cute if we're pouring the tea into the teacups, but also not what we're going for. So we're going to make sure our teapots are facing up, which is why I also have my my paper cutter facing towards me. And let's see if we can get that in frame. Hopefully everything else has been in frame. Let's see. I'm in a different, this is my crafting desk versus my filming desk. So let's scoot it back. Here we go. Okay, a little bit better. Perfect. So let's do 1, and let's just try to get the whole teapot in there. That's like perfect. Way to go, Stampin' Up. Oh my gosh, I think that's going to be absolutely perfect. Okay, and we may have to trim a little bit off the top there, but that's okay. Oh, you know what? Let's do it from the bottom. Yeah, and then we can have a bigger piece of paper in the middle. Okay, I like that. So let's see. And these might be a little off, so I may have to do some trimming, which is okay. I do not mind. Make sure it's straight. Hopefully I didn't just chop off I got a little bit. That's okay. I'm not worried about that. Okay, and let's see. It's a little bit bigger. Not much, though. But that's okay. Maybe like 1/8, so we'll just take off a little bit. And this is, when I'm doing classes, I always measure everything and have like measurements ready. I don't do that when I'm doing my own stamping and my own crafting and my planner stuff. This is like free creative reign. There's no measuring allowed. I mean, I just literally had a ruler, so I guess I'm lying, but unintentionally. So let's move this off to the side now. And let's see, and we may need to trim off the sides too, but that's okay. We're gonna just cheat. Oh, that's perfect. So another thing is be conscientious of these hole punches, especially if you don't have a hole punch, because if you don't have a hole punch and you cover that up, then you're gonna not be able to get it through the rings. If you have a hole punch, maybe less troubling. So let's go ahead and use our Stampin' Seal. And does anybody else have this problem? Like it doesn't matter. I've washed them with Dawn dish soap. I have, and this too, like the casing. I always replace and, I always refill instead of replacing my Stampin' Seal. But gosh, it gets so like crummy, and I cannot figure it out. I've even used Goo Gone on it. and Goo Gone has not taken it off. So if anybody has any suggestions for me about how to get rid of that, I would really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get that up in the corner up there. Perfect. And then real quick, I'm just going to flip her over and make sure she's relatively at the top, and she is. That's perfect. And we'll just leave that one for a hot second because we're going to do trimming in just a minute at the same time. And that's dangerous. I'm not going to do that. I would not. I mean, if you like to live on the edge, then that is totally fine. But I am not going to put my Stampin' Seal on that page. That'll be a hot mess, I can already tell you. Okay. And again, this is like, to me, this is so fun because for me, there's no measurements, right? It's just, I just design and use all my pretty products and get to look at everything. And it's not, I don't want to say stressful because designing classes and cards and things like that isn't stressful, but it can be if I'm like, oh, you know what, this doesn't really fit. Now I gotta increase the size on this one a little bit. No, okay, we're gonna try to get that off. So again, Stampin' Seal is slightly removable. I would not take advantage of that, but if you do make a slight hiccup, you can definitely adjust. And I'm thinking that maybe the words on this page are a little bit higher. Ooh, so we may need to take a little bit more off the top, which is okay. We will just cut it to the page size when we get there. Okay, perfect. So yeah, maybe just a little bit. That's okay. We will trim. And really in my planning life, I would probably just leave at the top there because it's not sticky. It's not going to create any issues or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and trim it as close to the page without cutting the page. There we go. And sometimes I spend a lot more time on things like this, and sometimes I spend, you know, just a hot second. And I do use some stickers in my planning. There's lots of companies that make stickers for planners. But today I'm going to try to just use stamps, especially because these pages already have the lines on them. I personally think that that'll be just fine. So we have our initial little topper there. And if I had thought ahead, I could have tried to get it to go all the way across. But that's okay. I still like the way that it looks, just like that. Cute. And again, as you use your planner, this page will go down a little bit. That's just because we pulled it off a little bit in order to get the alignment just right. All right, so now we're going to use our teacups and our flowers. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this floral stamp here, or I guess they're leaves maybe. And I need a scrap piece of paper. This desk is a hot mess already. Okay. Fold this in half. This is a scrap sheet of grid paper here. All right. And I think every crafter, maybe in the entire world, functions like this. Like we reuse everything, and I think I think we're a very creative group to use that stuff like that. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to actually just stamp all the way across the bottom. Now, in my video, I said I wasn't sure if the stamps would bleed through, and they really don't. So maybe a little bit as it's drying, but not crazy. Like I've had some that like, oh my gosh, I don't want to say like, oh, it's impossible to do things with a stamp. But sometimes it's like impossible. So I'm really happy that there was definitely foresight there. And I think again, as a stamping company, Stampin' Up probably thought about like, oh my gosh, is it going to leak through to the other side? And like, how can we fix that? And I think that looks super cute actually, because I think it doesn't look like the same stamp because I accidentally did it at different heights. So let's go ahead and do this one too. And we're going to just do it right across the weekly goals. I'm doing this in Parakeet Party. So the Parakeet Party is light enough that I could just write over the top of it. If you were doing this in, you know, like I don't know, like a starry sky or something like that, then maybe you would want to consider like putting a, you know, a post-it note or something in the corners, so that way you could have more space, like more free space. But otherwise, I don't think it's entirely necessary. So like for this, you know, color and whatnot. So there we go. So now we kind of have our borders. And that's one of the things I really like to do with planning, is I like to have that cute little border, which I think we have now. So we've got our little leaves at the bottom, and we've got our teapots at the top. So let's go ahead and get our, hopefully this is, oh, okay. So let's see, let's go ahead and get that. Oh my gosh, it's so wet. Okay. There we go. Am so happy that I had a Stampin' Spritzer here that had some water on it, and I accidentally got it a little too wet, but that's okay. So I didn't have to actually like get up, but I panicked for a second because I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I checked that, but apparently I did not check to see if my chamois was wet. So I'm sure other people have done that too. So we'll set that there while it dries. Oops, make sure it's completely clean as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our little teacups now. So we're definitely gonna use both teacups, right? Like we have to, I think. And one of them goes one way and one of them goes the other way. So we are actually, oh no, wait, they don't. Okay, oops, sorry, I had it backward. Okay, stellar start. So let's see, let's think about a plan for those while we pick out some of the other stamps. So we're definitely going to say take care of yourself. And we're definitely going to say it's time for tea, because that's really cute. Where is it? It's right here. And then we may use some of these little flowers as like little decals. Like just as like little, you know, just spread out around the page. Add a little bit of extra stuff. Oh, and then we're definitely going to use this little lemon. I think this is the cutest stamp in the whole set. And I feel like such a lame-o for saying that that's my favorite stamp when there's so many beautiful stamps in the set. But this little lemon slice just gets me every time. So we're definitely going to use him. And we'll probably use, you know, we might use a crushed curry after all, just for the lemon. We'll see. But let's use Orchid Oasis for at least one of these beautiful little teacups here. So I think I have a plan, and I'm not really sure if it'll work, so we're just going to do it. And I will say that, again, no plans with planning. That's very ironic, but no plans with planning. I usually just go for it and then fix mistakes as they happen, or fix, like, oh, that doesn't look very good as it happens. So set that off to the side here. And I think for this one, I think we need to do the whole teacup. Let's stamp off just to see what it looks like. Oh, cute. Okay, so let's do that. Do we think that's too dark? Let's see. We could also do Sweet Sorbet. I think that'd be cute. Let's try that instead. Okay, now that I just put all of my stamps on here. That's okay. So wet. I think I overdid it with the water. That's okay. Now I have water on my desk, and that's really dangerous. Okay, so let's try it. Let's try Sweet Sorbet. I think that red is going to do it for me instead of the... I think the Orchid Oasis is absolutely beautiful, but I think the Sweet Sorbet is just definitely... Of all of the in colors, that Sweet Sorbet is definitely my favorite. Oh, well, it's on the page now, so I didn't even think about any of that. So let's... Cute. Okay, and then we'll add some flowers and other things like that, so it's going to look great. All right, and then our other teacup, I would say let's try reverse stamping it, but I'm a little, let's see what that looks like on the other. Okay, so it does bleed through just a little bit, but if you're going to be decorating the other side, like eventually I'll probably do the monthly page, so you can just cover that up. And it doesn't look that bad when you have it on another page. So that works for me. I know that would really bother some people, so this is like an opportunity for you to learn from me that, that it may bleed, especially with these darker colors. I don't think that will happen, like, you know, as much for like Parakeet Party, like you can't even see it, but you can see a little bit of that, and I'm not sure if it'll show up in the camera or not, but that's okay. It's okay with me because it is, you know, again, this is like for me a creative process. This is not a hard and fast kind of thing. So let's see. We need to do our other teacup here, but I'm not sure what color we want to do him in. I think maybe Tahitian Tide. Only because we have Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, and then we have some Starry Sky, or that's Orchid Oasis, isn't it? So let's see. How are we wanting to? Maybe we could stack them. Ooh, what if we... Okay, so I've seen people do this with, let's find a piece of Stampin' Up! Paper here, or scrap paper. So we're just going to, I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to put it there. And we are going to take, we actually are going to do it in Orchid Oasis. I've seen people do this technique with other, like with the die cuts. So I'm interested to see how it'll look with a stamp. So let's just give it a try. So we want to move it up just a little. And we're going to make it look like our first teacup is cute. Okay, so we do need to fill in a couple of lines there, but not bad. Okay, I like that. And this is, here we go, the Stampin' Right marker. And I'm just filling it in to the border. And that is so not hard for this because it is literally mostly just straight lines or like guesstimations about where the lines should be. So not hard at all. Now ideally it would be perfect and we wouldn't have to do this, but such is life, and there we go. Cool. So it looks like at that point now it's, you know, tucked inside of our little Sweet Sorbet teacup there. Cute. Okay, so maybe we can get, okay, I think wishing for 5 teacups on this is going to be a little too much. So I don't think we can do all of the end colors, but I think we could do one more because I think we need a teacup on this side too. So let's see. I think since this teacup is inside of this teacup, I think we should do another teacup of this one. And I think we should do it in, let's see, maybe, I think we should try the Tahitian Tide. Okay, so there we go. So let's get our Tahitian Tide out. Perfect. Right. Oh yes, I think that's going to be cute. And you can definitely use die cuts too. So this is, I'm just stamping this week, but maybe if I want to use this stamp set again, like for another week, like, because again, this is one of my favorite stamp sets in the catalog. If I really want to use this again, maybe what I'll do is I will actually use the, I'm just pushing it down just a little bit extra because I think I didn't, oh, okay, perfect. I was going to say, I was worried I didn't get the bottom edge there, so I was hoping that if I pressed it a little bit harder there. So I think one of the things that I would do is use some of the die cuts from the die set that matches this, because they have teacups too, and they're super cute. And they have, I mean, it cuts out all the ones that you see here, like all the stamps, but it also has a whole bunch of other things, like the little tea bag, which there is a stamp for that, but it looks even so much cuter as a die cut, I think. Actually, I wonder, that might be a cute thing to do. Let's try that. I don't know where my, okay, this one, okay, it will fit. So let's try that. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to take our little guy off. Actually, we may need our big block. Well, shoot. Okay, there we go. Take our block off. I don't know why that block is so much. And this is a good time to use Starry Sky because we do need it to be a little bit darker because we want it to look like a tea bag. We want it to look more like an outline. So I personally think a tea bag is going to be the way to go. And since we have an interesting thing on this side, let's do it on this side. Uh-oh. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I had it on the edge there. All right. So there we go. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this marker, which is pretty close to it. I'm actually just going to draw a little line just right out of, just do a little dot like that. Okay, cute. I don't know if I love it, but it's fine. I'm okay with it. So let's move on. And then it's time for tea will literally fit, oh my gosh, so cute, will fit literally right inside of it. So let's do the it's time for tea. Let's do that in the Tahitian tie. So the great thing about using Stampin' Up, I'm really big about like symmetry. So like if I have the color on this page, I also want to have it on this page. And the great thing about Stampin' Up is that if you use the paper and the inks, it kind of already coordinates. So you don't have to worry so much about what everything looks like individually. You're more worried about, you know, what you want to do. Because some of the, you know, if you're using certain stickers or things like that, I feel like it was more of like a, oh my gosh, I have red on this side, I don't have any red on this side, and I would, you know, in order for it to match on that side, I also want to have some red. So symmetry is still really important, but because all of Stampin' Up's colors kind of coordinate together and they design them that way, since they designed them that way, it kind of just really, to me, I feel like it flows a lot more naturally. At least for my personal design creative process, this is completely my opinion. You know, take that with a grain of salt. Again, totally my opinion. And then let's just do some like little floral elements. And let's do those. Let's see. I feel like, let's see, what color have we not used? I think we've used all of them at this point. So let's go with, I feel like maybe we should just do kind of a mix of all of them. So again, we're doing the symmetry thing here. This page has a lot more Tahitian tide on it. So let's do Tahitian tide on this side. Oh, no, okay. Oh, boy, we're going to have to cover that up. Oh, boy, okay. I don't know. Should I try to stamp again? That is the big question here. I'm not sure what's going on with this ink pad. I think... Nope, it's a me problem, not an ink pad problem. User error. Oops. Okay, so I think I can get it good enough. Let's see, and it didn't, I mean, honestly, it didn't really stamp much at all. Okay, good enough. So, again, not my favorite. So we'll just do a little bit more down here too. Oh, that looks cute. Okay, I like it at the bottom. And maybe those are supposed to be like inside of the flowers, but I kind of like them arching over the top of it. I kind of think it adds a cute little like whimsy kind of blowing away in the wind. So we'll just get that one there. Cute. Okay. And then, and rather than doing a whole bunch more, I'm going to do a sweet sorbet on either side to add, again, that symmetry. Okay. Gosh, I love that sweet sorbet. That is definitely, of all the in colors, that is definitely my favorite in color is the sweet sorbet. I like pinks and reds, but, you know, my favorite Stampin' Up color is Pool Party. So, you know, I say that, but then I contradict myself too. Because there are a lot of blues in this in color, like blue hues, blue shades in this in color set. And I love it. I'm here for Tahitian Tide. I'm here for Orchid Oasis, which is really more of a purple, but that's okay. Let's see, okay. So there we have that. And then our last little thing that we want to stamp, we want to put, take care of yourself. So let's put that on Wednesday, because Wednesdays, or, you know what, we need another stamp up here. But I don't know what color to do. I guess let's just do Tahitian Tide for symmetry. That's, if I can't think of, like, you know, it's missing something, what's going on, typically I look for the symmetry. And I think I've maybe said the word symmetry like 1,000 times, so hopefully that's okay. Oops, that might have still been really wet, my bad. Okay. Might look a little faded. Actually, I think that looks cute. Okay, so let's do that. And then we need to do some lemons too. Don't let me forget to do lemons because that little lemon is so sweet. And again, that's my favorite stamp set or my favorite stamp in the whole thing. So let's do Take Care of Yourself over here, and let's do it in Sweet Sorbet or in Orchid Oasis. Let's do it in Orchid Oasis. Okay, let me close up some of these stamp sets or these stamp pads. I get nervous when I have too many stamp pads open because they're like it's live ink. Okay, let's do Take Care of Yourself in Orchid Oasis. Because we have Sweet Sorbet on both sides, we have Tahitian Tide on both sides, but we don't have Orchid Oasis on both sides. And for that matter, I'm actually changing the placement of it too. So we're doing Take Care of Yourself. Right there. Cute. Okay. I like that. So now you may be worried, like, oh my gosh, where is she going to write at? Well, I will tell you that weekends are typically the days I don't have a lot going on. There is enough room on Thursday for me to write. And then I can just write over the top of this. Might get a little hairy in the Sweet Sorbet, but I'm not worried about it, especially if I use like a dark colored pen. Obviously Monday and Friday are good. So I think we're really good with space. But again, I do want to add this little lemon, a couple little lemons, and I think that that'll just really put it over the top. And again, sometimes I'll mix stamp sets. So I'm not today because I wanted to, kind of stick with the basics here, just ink and stamps and the paper that kind of coordinates with the kit or the bundle. But if you have multiple different stamp sets with multiple different sentiments, that is, a totally fine thing to do. Totally fine. I'm going to get some crushed curry here, which I think is that's the color of that little flower there. So I think that'll be a nice little compliment. Okay, so my camera cut out. So now we are going to just update where we went. So crushed curry did not match. Well, I think it was too dark personally. So I went with Daffodil Delight for our lemons. And I added just a few, and I think it's perfect. And the one thing that I had mentioned about the lemon was that I liked that you could orient it different ways. So we have, if we put one, kind of leaning towards the left, we could then put one leaning towards the right so that they kind of curved in on both sides. And one thing that I noticed is we have a space here where they're both going that way. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add another one real quick. So that way we don't have two that are basically in the exact same angle. I'm consistent at the very least. So we'll go ahead and just add one really close, and hopefully that didn't just smear. Nope, okay, good. It slid a little bit when I put it on the page, but yeah, so I think that that's perfect. And again, so I think we have plenty of space to write. I think we have plenty of space, to kind of develop our planning pages. So our next step is I've chosen 2 ink colors. My preferred pen for writing in my planner is the Energel liquid gel ink, and you can buy those on Amazon or from Walmart or Target, wherever you typically buy things. These are available typically. Now, like different color packs and things may be available different places. So what we're going to do is I have my like scratch planner, the planner that I write in just to kind of get all my thoughts out, make sure I don't miss anything. So I have that off to the side over here, and I am going to actually just do a little bit of writing about things that I have going on. So the first thing is we do need to date it. So it does not have dates on it for the weeks, but it does have dates for the month. So that's great because then it's customizable for you. So it starts on a Monday, and Monday of this week is going to be the 11th. So I'm going to put the 11 right over here. The dates are not really so important to me because I personally know like which week it is. And again, I use them sometimes for memory planning, but not all the time. 15, just make sure I didn't get off. 15 is Friday. Yep. 16 and then 17. So again, this is for July. You can also put a sticker, or the stamp set that I usually use is A Day to Remember. And that's in the annual catalog. And I use that one a lot for months, like the actual words for the months of July. And then it also has dates, and I've cut those apart, and you can see that in one of my other planning videos, the one before this. I think I actually showed you how I've kind of set up my planner stamp set is what I call it. It's literally written planner set on the side because I have one for like the perpetual calendar, and then I have one for planning. Okay, so there's that. So now we're going to use blue, and I think that this might actually be the wrong blue. Let me... Okay, we may just have to use it. I don't know what happened to that pen. That's too bad. I have one that's more of an Orchid Oasis. This is definitely more of a, I don't know, Pacific Point. But this will work for me for today. So let's see. On Monday, I have an assignment due. So I am both a student and an employee at a place. So I have, let's see. And this is just me. I just write kind of what's going on that day. And again, you can use this for Stampin' Up stuff too. And I will be using it for Stampin' Up stuff as well. However, I don't think I need to today, because I don't think I have anything this upcoming week, maybe some more videos and things like that, but I don't have anything for Stampin' Up planned. Okay, and then let's see. I have a staff meeting on the Tuesday. And you can see I just made a mistake. I was trying to figure out how I could fix that, so we're just going to cross out the I. Oops, just like that. And actually, I think the blue is looking chill. I don't mind it so much. I thought maybe the blue would be too off, but actually I think it's okay. And I just put times in there for those because those are more, you know, sensitive things. And I left a little gap here for me to fill in some of the other details about that. And then let's see, Wednesday is going to be a fun and also a not fun day. So let's see, Wednesday I have a 2 p.m. appointment. I've got a 12 p.m. appointment. And then I have, on that day, I'm also going to get a pedicure, which is super fun. All right, and I don't have a time for that yet, but I will. And then Thursday, I have a 10:30 appointment. Right, and then a 1 p.m. and a 7 p.m. And I will tell you, this is not, if you saw my other videos, I don't normally like line list it like this, but for the sake of kind of showing how I plan things and how I'm potentially going to use this one, I am just going to do it like this. And then I have another assignment due on this day. All right, and then the other thing is I have an event that occurs over the 13th through the 17th. Actually, it's all, wow, okay, it's all 4 of those days. 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of those days. So one way you can do it, you could just write it on each day over the course of, and then either draw a line through the whole day and just do like little dashes, or I might just write it on each day. So I'm not really exactly sure what I want to do for that yet. But I think that's kind of how I'll probably approach that when it gets here. For this one, I can go ahead and write in flower class. Girls' night. All right, so that's really how I do it. So that's an example of this. And the only thing we didn't do is we didn't do some weekly goals here. So a couple of ways you could do that. You could do check boxes, which is how I do them a lot. So I would just simply draw a check box and write things I wanted to get done. Another thing is if you're not wanting to use this as a weekly goals page or section, you could just white out the words weekly goals and then write in whatever you want, or stamp to do, or plans or notes. If you take notes in your planner, you could put notes there. And again, just remember, if you're doing the whiteout, that you want to have an extra piece of paper to kind of take it off of that. The other thing you could do is stamp the word notes onto like the adhesive sheets. So stamp it onto cardstock and then attach that piece of cardstock to the adhesive sheets and cut it out, and then basically make a sticker, and then white it out and stick a sticker down. Or you could also buy sticker paper. Like a lot of craft stores will sell sticker paper, so if you didn't want to go through the process of having that adhesive sheet. I like the look and the feel of the adhesive sheets with the cardstock better than the sticker paper, because the sticker paper is a little, I don't want to say flimsy, but it tears a little bit easier, and if you drop it and like you can't reposition it. But the adhesive sheets, you can, I think they're a little bit more repositionable compared to the others. So for weekly goals, why don't I, let's see, I'm gonna hold off on doing that. But that is our planning page. So now what we can do, now we kind of have the basics done for that. We can add our page back into our book and see what it looks like as a spread in our planner. So let's go to 7. Oh my gosh, this is so thin compared to what I'm used to working with. So let's see, this is the first page here. I think you can use the tabs here, but you can also pull apart, of course. Some binders, I think, make that really extra different. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, perfect. So that is our planner spread for next week. You can see it's as we move throughout the week, I'll make some notes. I'll add the rest of my information in here. And I'll make notes about, you know, if we go do something fun on Saturday or Sunday, then I'll jot a little note in here, or put a sticker in here and then write, you know, we went shopping or whatever we decide to do. And then you can also see here that it's not really obstructive, that sweet sorbet, with the ink color over the pen, because I used a darker color pen. So that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's helpful to you, and I hope it inspired you to do some planning in your Stampin' Up! Planner. If you are interested in joining in order to get this super fun, super awesome set, you know, please reach out to me, because I'm happy to have that conversation with you, and also tell you about all the fun things that Stampin' Up! Has to offer. If you are interested in seeing more planner videos or seeing more tutorials, paper pumpkin unboxings and all that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And lastly, if you do not have a catalog, please, and you live in the United States, let me know. I'm happy to send you a catalog, an annual catalog, the new holiday mini catalog, and the celebration brochure, which goes until August 31st, which is the same dates as this promotion. So the promotion will end to get this planner on August 31st. So I'm happy to send all of those to you for free of charge if you live in the United States. And if you don't live in the United States, feel free to reach out to me anyway, because I'm happy to refer you to a demonstrator that lives wherever you are. So thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.